Let's take a look at the details of those stories. Now, President John Mahama has started a 3-day working visit of the Ashanti region. Presidential spokesperson Ben Doche Malo told journalists the focus of the visit is to inspect infrastructural projects in the areas of road networks, health and education. He's also expected to have closer interaction with people at the grassroots. The president, among others, is scheduled to visit the Ashanti Hene, Otunfo Osei Tutu II. He'll proceed with the Gihok Shoe Factory, a hitherto defunct state institution, which is said to be producing shoes for the security services now. He will also visit the Akate farm, considered the largest poultry complex in Ghana. Ben Malo said these fall in line with the president's push for made-in-Ghana consumption.
But one of the fascinating things today when he gets to Kumasi will be to inspect work on the runway project at the Kumasi airport. From now, or as it's already starting, we will be able to have planes landing in the nighttime. The Gihok Shoe Factory. These shoes, sandals and boots are good enough that they are even beginning to get requests and demands from outside the country. People in Kumasi, the workers can tell you now that this whole thing is working very well for them. But with enterprises like Akate Farms doing well, you can see that we should be having more of these enterprises, and they need to be encouraged. In Jura, there will be the inspection of road projects and the inspection of electrification. So these are projects with direct impact on the lives of our people.
He will also inspect ongoing work on the runway at the Kumasi airport. President Mahama started touring the regions and inspecting projects since last year. Doche Malo speaks about his level of satisfaction at the project so far.
So I think it's important that the president, where we have put money, that the president goes to see how the money is progressing in terms of delivering on the projects. And I think that is very, very important for all of us. If I understand the way the president is working hard, there are many things he would wish we had completed by now and we had done to make the lives of Ghanaians better. We have a lot of work to do. The president is focused, he's trying to drive in investment, he's trying to get a whole lot of things so we could, move forward quicker.
Gifty Andwapia, Joy News, Flagstaff House. And we're still at the Flagstaff House. Now, senior presidential advisor and spokesperson to the president, Ben Doche Malo, is leading the resumption of the media briefing at the Flagstaff House. The daily briefings initiated by the Mahama administration last year has been hibernating for some months now. Opening today's session, Ben Doche Malo said the briefings will be held as and when necessary. The media briefing was used many times to address governance issues and allow officialdom answer to the people of Ghana through the media. The Information Ministry, headed by Mahama Yariga and his deputies Murtala Muhammad and Felix Kwachiofosu, took turns in anchoring the media interaction on a daily basis. It resumed today, 2nd May, after a rather long silence, with a new face of communications at the presidency, Ben Doche Malo.
For some time now we didn't have the briefings, but they are back. They are back on a regular basis. They are back so that we can share with you all the relevant, useful, important information about what President John Dramani Mahama and his officials are doing to move this country ahead into prosperity and into development. I can just count on your cooperation and support, that we can all choose to be fair, to be accurate, to be balanced, and to present issues, to present facts, to present information, basically as it should be, so that people have the benefit of getting informed or having the communication about what the president is doing, working hard to get across to.
Earlier, journalists raised sustainability concerns about making the briefing a daily affair. So what will the frequency of what appears to be season 2 of the daily briefing be?
The briefings have substance and value when there are key things we want to put across. So as regularly as possible, the briefings should happen. That you can expect something at least weekly, but even regularly. We can call you within the short space of time and say, look, we've got this happening, even though we haven't scheduled a briefing. And so we will do our best. There is the need for a balance where we have the briefings as regularly as necessary and providing a lot of substance like...
From the Flagstaff House, Gifty and Dapia reporting. In a bid to restore the dignity of the ailing lagoon, the Kpeshie Lagoon Ecological Restoration Project was initiated. The project, which aims at dredging the lagoon and then converting the areas around its bank into a recreational area, seemed to have been halted. But the Accra Mayor Alfredo Van der Poel explains this will soon commence following the approval of loan agreement from the Ministry of Finance.
The area over the past years has become an environmental health disaster, with far-reaching negative effects on the health status of the people living within that particular area. One of the main objectives of the project is to mitigate perennial flooding in most parts of the capital and address the pollution in the lagoon, which has also led to the poor catch of fish by the fishermen who lived in Kolegono and surrounding communities such as Choko and Jamestown. A visit to the project site revealed not much work has been carried out. This, the Metropolitan Chief Executives explain, is as a result of some delays at the Finance Ministry.
The only thing that is holding the project back is the Ministry of Finance satisfying itself or herself with everything that has to do with the financing of the project. You know that the financing of this project is all being undertaken by the government of Ghana from the U.S. Exim Bank, and therefore the Ministry of Finance has to do the due diligence.
He was, however, optimistic that the project will soon commence as stakeholders are on the final stage of approving the loan.
And we've been through all the stages. We are at the final stage. We have had the necessary meetings. We are ready to see construction of the covered drains, the construction of the landfill site, the trucks that will come in for sanitation, and the restoration of the whole stretch of the Kpeshie Lagoon and returning it to its natural state. The construction of the water retention, reservoirs. All that is a comprehensive package to arresting the environmental conditions around the Kpeshie Lagoon and bring about an end to the continuous flooding that hits Accra whenever it rains.
The project, which involves the removal of strongly contaminated old sediments, especially garbage, which creates more storage capacity of water during flooding. Other aspects of the project include dredging and grain belts on both banks of the lagoon. Matilda Pomagan for Joy News, Accra.
Now, Ghana's Labour Front has cautioned government against allowing a private entity, Lonro Ports Limited, to construct and operate an oil and gas terminal at Atwabo in the Western region. Speaking at the May Day celebrations on Thursday, Secretary General of the Trade Union Congress, Kofi Asamoah, said placing a port under a private multinational company is a breach of the country's constitution and could kill the Takoradi port.
Lonro Ghana Ports Limited is reported to have acquired 514 hectares of land at Atwabo in the Elembele district of the Western region for a gas port terminal project known as the Ghana Oil and Gas Free Port Service Terminal Complex. The port, expected to start operating in 2016, is also expected to provide support services to the offshore oil and gas industry. But the TUC does not agree with this arrangement.
Your Excellency, we are appealing to you that a port under a multinational directly for Lonro will not be to the interest of Ghana. Your Excellency, this constitutes a blatant violation of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority Act 160 of 1986, PNDC Law 160. Which gives TPHA the sole authority to plan, build, manage, maintain, operate, and control ports.
Kofi Asamoah further explains why allowing Loro's Freeport project amounts to a breach of Ghana's constitution, proposing that the function should be left to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority.
Placing a port under the control of a private foreign multinational company will undermine national sovereignty and security. The expansion of the Takoradi port, Your Excellency, has a component of an oil and gas service terminal. Therefore, providing exclusivity for the Atwabu Freeport would have the potential of killing the Takoradi port. We wish to propose that the terminal for the oil and gas services should be part of Ghana's local content in the oil and gas sector and should be placed under the state-owned Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. This will be one way to strengthen GPHA to perform its functions as one of the most important state institutions in the country.
According to a report published by Daily Graphic in December 2013, ownership of the facility would be 55% for international investors and 45% for government as well as Ghanaian institutions.
You're still watching the Primetime Bulletin here on Joy News on Multi TV and also on ABN TV across Europe. We'll take a breather. When we return, we'll tell... You're welcome back. Now, the Ghana Journalists Association is demanding better conditions of service for journalists in Ghana. GJA President Alfil Moni told a gathering to mark World Press Freedom Day here in Accra that the current conditions of work of the journalists are demeaning and exposes them to acts of corruption.
This year's event is being marked on the theme Media Freedom for a Better Future, shaping the post-2015 development agenda. But speaker after speaker at today's event hammered on poor conditions of work of media practitioners. According to them, the situation continues to impede their efforts at improving on content. First was Alfil Moni.
In response to the challenges of poor salaries and dehumanizing working conditions in certain media houses, or in many media houses, the GJ is pursuing the drive to unionize the association. Hopefully, this year will witness the realization of this dream. Meanwhile, we appeal to all media owners to pay their workers well.
Chair of the National Media Commission, Cabral Blay Amihie, also re-echoed the issue, pointing out how the situation affects productivity.
I'm very much aware of the financial and logistical problems media associations and even the constitutional body charged with the mandate of promoting high professional standards, that's the National Media Commission, face in implementing many of such laudable programs. It had been hoped that a media development fund could have helped the situation, but with or without such a fund, we must all explore other avenues to ensure that standards do not suffer.
Deputy Minister of Information and Media Relations, Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, said government is currently restructuring the Media Development Fund to better support players in the industry.
I can assure you that the fund has not been mismanaged, as has been alleged in the media. One can perhaps argue that the use to which it was put the last time could have been better. You can say that rather than purchasing ICT gadgets to assist the work of media practitioners, you could perhaps have invested it in further training and capacity building. That argument is entirely separate.
Members of staff of the Ghana National Media Commission have not been paid for the last 10 months. According to representative of the Private Newspapers Publishers Association, Nilai Soa, the commission is handicapped from playing its watchdog role due to poor resourcing. He was addressing the media at an event to mark International Press Freedom Day held here in Accra.
The issue came up at today's event to mark this year's International Press Freedom Day. Joy News sources say the NMC has not received any budgetary funds 5 months into the year, a situation that has rendered
The University of Ghana says it is rebranding major tourism sites on its campus as a way of selling the nation's premier university. A senior lecturer at the University of Ghana Business School, Dr. Kpeshie Lagoon, who is behind the initiative, says the project would also give students practical skills from their tourism studies.
Project Destination Lagoon is an initiative by the Tourism Marketing Department of the university. The entire Lagoon campus has been zoned into 5 areas. Students have been tasked to identify the various spots and find ways of selling them.
For my team and I, we were marketing the west of Lagoon. There's a place already called West Lagoon, so we decided to change the name to Apex of Lagoon, where the A stands for absorb the lifestyle, and then the P stands for pacify your senses, E stands for educate yourself, and then the X is for the excitement of it all. And we're marketing from Commonwealth up to the registry to the Great Hall. And then for the lifestyle, there's always something interesting going on at the Bandao City.
Our project is about Destination Lagoon, and our main stand here right at my back is called the eastern part of Lagoon. We are trying to market the eastern part of Lagoon and the destination sites that are on the eastern campus of Lagoon. And when you go to the eastern part of Lagoon, that is where you have the international house, you have the Institute of African Studies building, you have the drama studio, you have the Ifwa Sutherland studio. And basically what we are really trying to market to people is about culture.
I'm marketing the southern part of the University of Ghana. And the southern part of the University of Ghana includes from Central Cafeteria to Noguchi. And the product we are offering is fitness and cultural diversity. Talking about fitness, we have the university gym, we also have the university pool, we also have university stadium where people can have athletics and stuff. We're talking about cultural diversity, we also have the international students hostel where we have different students from different international and cultural background coming to play. So talking about cultural diversity, I think the southern part of the University of Ghana is a place to be.
Dr. Kpeshie Lagoon is behind the project.
Tourism is it's a massive industry, and as we all know, it had been at a time, the third, largest sector in the Ghana's economy. Obviously, it had fallen back to service. Now it's about the the 4th largest. We're saying that the tourism industry has a great potential, for Ghanaian, economy itself, because it can absorb quite a number of, employees, quite a number of people in there, creating job opportunities, for a lot of people. So we say there's a very massive place. I mean, if you look at the hotel industry, if you look at the transport industry, if you look at, the sites and leisure, everything else, it's a very huge area.
He says the project will now be built to brand the university.